Once upon a time, in a big, bubbly aquarium, lived four amazing friends. They were not ordinary friends, they were axolotls, and they were superheroes. First, there was Mike. Mike was the leader. He was brave and always had a plan. He loved to explore new places and eat yummy worms. Next was Penny. Penny was super smart. She could build anything with her tiny axolotl hands. She was the brains of the team and loved to read big books with lots of pictures. They were a great team. They always looked out for each other. They were the bestest of friends in the whole wide world. Then there was Robert. Robert was super strong. He could lift big rocks and push heavy things. He had big muscles for an axolotl. He was also very kind and gentle. He loved to give hugs to his friends. And last but not least was Angelina. Angelina was super fast. She could swim faster than a race car. Vroom vroom, she zipped and zoomed all over the tank. She loved playing tag with the little fish. Together, they were the Axolotl Action Squad. They were always ready for an adventure. They were ready to save the day. Now, these were not just any axolotls, oh no. They had a secret. They had special aqua helmets. These helmets were shiny and cool. Penny made them herself. The helmets were not just for looks. They were magic. When the axolotls put on their helmets, they could breathe air. They could walk on land. They could even talk to people. The helmets sparkled with blue and pink lights. It was like having a party on their heads all the time. This was their biggest secret, and it was the key to their amazing adventures. With their aqua helmets, the world was their oyster, or well, their fish tank. They could leave their water home and go on exciting missions. Mike would say, "Action Squad, let's go," and they would all put on their helmets. The helmets fit perfectly on their heads. They would waddle out of the water ready for anything. They practiced their superhero moves. Mike did a cool flip. Penny checked her gadgets. Robert flexed his muscles. And Angelina did a super speedy wiggle dance. They were the best team ever. They were ready for danger. One sunny afternoon, a strange sound filled the room. It was coming from a tiny radio Penny had built. A voice came through the speaker. "Calling the Axolotl Action Squad! This is the Time Police! We need your help!" The axolotls gathered around. The Time Police were heroes who protected all of time and space. They were very important. Mike grabbed the radio. "This is Mike. What is the problem?" he asked in his bravest voice. He stood up tall, even though he was very small. This sounded like a big mission. The voice on the radio was serious. "We have an emergency in another dimension," said the Time Police officer. "It is a very happy place, but a bad guy is causing big trouble." The axolotls looked at each other. A happy place in trouble? That sounded terrible. They had to help. Penny nodded. "We have our aqua helmets. We can go anywhere," she said. Robert puffed out his chest. "We are strong. We can fight bad guys." Angelina zoomed in a little circle. "And I am super fast," she added. They were ready for the call to action. Suddenly, a swirling, sparkly portal opened right in their room. Whoosh! It was a time door. Two Time Police officers stepped out. They wore cool blue uniforms and shiny boots. One officer was a tall man with a big hat. The other was a friendly robot with blinking lights. "Greetings, Axolotl Action Squad," said the tall officer. "We need your special skills. A villain named Rob the Nightmare Cloud has stolen the Wand of Realms. He is in the Happy Realm, and he's going to ruin everything. You must come with us right away. The whole dimension is at stake." The axolotls did not hesitate. They were heroes, after all. They waddled toward the swirly portal. Mike gave a thumbs up with his little hand. Penny grabbed her bag of gadgets. Robert gave a brave smile. And Angelina wiggled with excitement. This was their biggest mission yet. They were teaming up with the Time Police. How cool is that? They stepped through the portal one by one. The world around them twisted into a rainbow of colors. It felt like riding the best water slide ever. They were off to save the day. Hooray for the Axolotl Action Squad. The journey through the time portal was quick. The axolotls and the Time Police landed softly in a new world. Their feet touched down on fluffy white ground. It was like walking on cotton candy. They looked around. Everything was made of clouds. There were cloud houses with cloud chimneys. There were cloud trees with fluffy cloud leaves. The sky was a bright, happy blue with a smiling sun. Little happy-faced clouds floated by, giggling and waving. This was the Happy Realm. It was the happiest place they had ever seen. Everyone was smiling. They met the ruler of this land, King Cloud. King Cloud was a very big, very fluffy, and very kind cloud. He wore a golden crown on his head. But today, King Cloud was not smiling. He looked very worried. His fluffy edges were all droopy. He floated down to meet the heroes. "Oh, thank goodness you are here," he boomed in a soft, rumbly voice. "My kingdom is in terrible danger. My people are scared. All our happiness is starting to fade away because of that meanie, Rob the Nightmare Cloud. He is turning my happy clouds into grumpy gray storm clouds." King Cloud explained the big problem. "Rob is a nightmare cloud," he said sadly. "He was always grumpy. He did not like all the happiness and giggling. He wanted everyone to be sad and gloomy like him. So he snuck into my castle and stole my most powerful treasure, the Wand of Realms." The axolotls gasped. "A magic wand." The king continued. "The Wand of Realms is super powerful. It can change anything it points at. It can turn a happy song into a sad song. It can turn a yummy cupcake into a yucky mud pie. It's very, very dangerous in the wrong hands." Rob the Nightmare Cloud was a big, dark, and stormy-looking cloud. He had red, angry eyes and a frowny face. He cackled as he flew around the kingdom, waving the Wand of Realms. He pointed it at a field of laughing flowers, and they all started to cry. He pointed it at a river of sweet lemonade, and it turned into smelly sock juice. The happy little clouds started to hide in their houses. The kingdom was losing its happiness. The Axolotl Action Squad knew what they had to do. They had to stop Rob and get that wand back. "We have to work together," Mike announced. "Here is the plan." Everyone leaned in to listen. "Penny, we need a gadget to distract Rob. Robert, you need to be ready to grab the wand. Angelina, you will be our super fast messenger. Time Police, you help King Cloud keep the happy citizens safe." The Time Police officers nodded. King Cloud gave a hopeful rumble. The plan was simple, but it was a good plan. It was time for action. The heroes marched, or waddled and floated, toward Rob's grumpy storm fortress. It was a dark and scary place. Penny quickly got to work. She pulled out some wires, a shiny button, and an old squeaky toy from her bag. In just a minute, she had made a new gadget. It was the Giga Giggle Nader 3000. "When I press this button," she explained, "it will make a sound so funny that Rob won't be able to resist laughing." It was a brilliant idea. As they got closer, they could hear Rob's evil laughter. "Mwahaha! Soon this whole realm will be as miserable as me," he shouted, pointing the wand at a rainbow to turn it gray. "Now!" shouted Mike. Penny pressed the big red button. The Giga Giggle Nader 3000 let out a silly, goofy laugh. Rob the Nightmare Cloud stopped. He tried to stay grumpy, but a little smile appeared on his face. Then a chuckle. Then a full-blown belly laugh. "Bwahaha! That is so funny!" he roared, dropping the Wand of Realms to hold his jiggly sides. That was their chance. "Robert, go!" yelled Mike. Robert used his super strength to run forward. He dodged a grumpy puddle and scooped up the wand from the ground. "Got it!" he cheered. With the wand out of his hands, Rob stopped laughing. He looked angry, but it was too late. Angelina zipped by and grabbed the wand from Robert. She was so fast. She zoomed straight to King Cloud and gave him the wand. King Cloud held it high. The wand glowed with happy magic. It turned Rob the Nightmare Cloud into a small, fluffy, regular cloud. He wasn't a nightmare anymore. Peace returned to the happy realm. The flowers started laughing again. The river turned back into lemonade. The Axolotl Action Squad and the Time Police had saved the day. Hooray!